Hello and welcome back to another episode of Swinging at Shins, your Premier League podcast stateside. Today, got a little bit to discuss about. Got that Man City match that we did not like to enjoy. Well, some of us did, others didn't. Uh, and the rest of the league that decided to play also. Today on the show, we have Brett. Brett, how
The
you
rest
doing?
of the league that decided to play also.
Yeah.
I'm doing better than I was on Sunday. Sunday was a rough day for
Uh, yeah,
me. I woke up rough. For those of you who don't know, um, Aaron and I slept on plywood in Vermont
factual.
Saturday night after getting very drunk at a good friend's, actually two good friends' weddings.
Hmm.
They married each other.
It
Silly
was
kids.
adorable.
It was adorable.
The plywood was not.
And the plywood was not. Worth it probably. I woke up not feeling good, and the City match made me feel all the emotions that the Hangover wasn't. I felt I don't even know where to begin with this. First of all, one thing that's getting lost in this, that I think going to bring up, and everyone's going to think, oh, it's an Arsenal thing. No, it's a City thing. The way that Holland split Gabby and Saliba for that first goal, he's never been able to do before.
Oh, it was so unique. It wasn't
It,
unique. It was unique to his skill set, I
it
should
was
say.
unique to his skill set, and it was unique to how well both Gabby and Saliba play him. And it was a beautifully weighted pass. It could
Mhm.
not have been a more perfect pass. But when that happened, and again, I didn't see that happen live because there's no cell service in the middle of nowhere.
It's true.
But I knew it happened, and when I watched it on the replay, I'm like, I would have thought we were done. I would have thought it was all over. If he can do that to us in the 9th minute, I would have been like, oh, it's gonna be a long day.
Hmm.
And it was a long day for other reasons.
Yeah, less than ideal reasons.
All right, do you think Calafiore meant it?
Yeah, I don't think it was a cross.
Really? I think for sure it's a cross. I think
Nah,
100% he meant to cross it.
nah.
He's not, I don't know, man.
He's the next Gravardiol.
Yeah, okay. Oh man. I mean, he might be the next Cavardio, but not because of that shot cross. This does lead into something that you and I have talked about in the past, where
Hmm.
whenever you do want to take a cross from that point in the field, aiming for that top back corner is such a good place to aim.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because the goalie can't necessarily commit to it, nor is he necessarily expecting it. But also, if you have someone like Havertz who's making a darting run across it, it's such a good spot to aim. So just put it there and see if magic happens. And magic happened.
Certainly did.
And it was beautiful. And then Gabby making it 2-1 with Kyle Walker punching him in the stomach. Like, not hard, I get it, but like trying to get his head and Gabby just gassing him to get to that ball. Oh, that was absolutely amazing. I can't believe they let Kyle Walker be one-on-one with Gabby.
That's what I
That's
was thinking
insane
too.
to me.
Twice.
He
Because Gabby should have
scored
had two.
the most goals of a defender over the last 4 years
It's like 12 or
in the
14 or
Premier
something
League.
like
He
that.
scores in positions like this, and you have Kyle Walker 1v1ing him. That's not a good idea.
No, he beat him twice too. The same exact play happened like 10 minutes prior to that. Just he ran from the 18-yard box and beat Kyle Walker and missed the header. He just knocked it over. But I don't know what the zonal marking was thinking when they said, yeah, let's put the 5'8" Kyle Walker, the guy who's got speed but not really jumping. It was
Yeah, and they tried to do a
befuddling.
mix of zonal and man-to-man, and they
Mhm.
got it completely wrong.
Oh, yeah.
They had it completely wrong. The problem, I don't know if you can do zonal with Arsenal. If you can, you got to be strong. And you almost have to be expanding out from the six, because the way Arsenal tries to play and successfully plays corners is by compressing on top of the goalkeeper so that no one can move. And then whoever ends up free gets the header.
It's
So
it's
you almost want to
also
be pushing out.
they've done this for two-ish years now, um, where they'll
Done it
run
well
from
for
the
2 years.
opposite.
Yeah.
But this particular play is they
Mm-hmm,
run
mm-hmm.
from the opposite end of the post to the near post, crowd the goalkeeper with a couple guys, and then you know there's going to be a possible big guy on that front post to either flick on or
Mhm.
nod it in because the goalkeeper can't rush. And teams, I mean, your lower tier teams will probably guard two posts, but most of your top half teams will leave that post exposed. And to the credit, they send those low beaming crosses in and uh, knock it in short. So and
Yeah.
nobody's really caught on. I don't understand how they're still allowing them to do that. Or I mean, teams allowing Arsenal to do it, but I'm sure it'll get filtered through sometime.
It must be one of those things that just is more difficult to defend against than
Yeah,
it
because
looks like it should be.
your pieces are all emotion at that moment, and they're it's not just like you're expecting them from coming from the top of the box. You got to like look behind you to make sure where the defender, your attacker's going, but also know where the ball's coming in at the same time. You're asking defense to do two things at once. Actually, you're asking midfield and offense to try to defend it at that point. And that's
So
tough.
that I mean, this is the problem. And I know we're trying to get these episodes to be quicker, but I do think that this is a match worth talking about and a little in depth. It is one of those things where whenever you do zonal marking, whether it's basketball, football, American football, hockey, whatever, the whole point of zonal marking is that you have your zone and that you're trying to defend against it. The
Mhm.
real goal of zonal marking is always knowing when to attack the ball, when to come
Mhm.
out. When do you leave the zone in that moment? You know, you the thing that always comes to me is like the linebackers who are really, really good at it, who are playing almost a QB spy, but also pick up the guy on the crossing route
Yeah,
that
yeah.
the quarterback doesn't even see.
Yep.
Clay Matthews used to be amazing at this, right? I think
Mhm.
Luke Kuchly, Keuchel, whatever his name was for the Carolina Panthers, used to also always be amazing at
Oh,
this. He knew how to stay in the middle, but he knew when to leave the zone. He knew what it was, and you don't have that in crosses because for most of soccer history, it has been a cross is a 3% shot on goal. Everyone celebrates like it's this thing, but it's a 3% chance on goal on average. I think it's like 2.9.
well, they
It's
celebrate.
not a very good chance.
Yeah,
And Arsenal's turning it into like an 8 or 9% chance for a goal, which is still low, but you get 10 in a match, you're getting a goal out of it.
yeah. Final
You
thing.
know?
I remember Arsenal really working the ball short. Like maybe 8 years ago, and then everybody started to pick up on that. I think that's the next thing that's going to happen is teams are going to pick up on that far post and near post run, block the goalkeeper on the way through if they can, and then get that header at the near post. It's just an interesting, influential part of the game. That's all.
No, I could see that. I could absolutely see that.
So
Um,
as far as shithousery goes, was it too much? Was it just enough? How did you feel about that? Because it started off in 3.5 seconds.
the 3.5 seconds of shithousery from Rodri. I know a lot of people think it was from Havertz. I think it's from both. Havertz is making that run always
Definitely
anyway.
both played it.
Rodri did jump into him. You know what? I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with that.
Hmm.
I'm not even my problem. So talking about all the shithousery, it's just the lack of consistency.
Oh yeah,
I'm
my
okay with whatever shithousery that we're gonna run with, as long as it's consistent. Doku kicks the ball away, whatever. Trossard kicks the ball away, second yellow. You know, Holland whips a ball at the back of Gabriel's head after they score. In the moment, I don't even have a problem with that. But
yeah
you know that that's not going to be seen as nothing by everybody.
yeah. I agree with the Holland thing actually. I was like, oh, that is really kind of funny. Like, if it was my team, I wouldn't want it to have happened either. But if my team was the
If
one
Holland
that
had
did
left
that,
it, yeah, yeah,
if Ollie Watkins did
exactly.
it to somebody, I'll be like, oh, that's awesome.
And I think part of it is that it was at Gabby,
Sure.
and I could see Gabby doing it. I can see Ben White doing it.
Oh
We've
yeah.
done it to each other. Like I've watched Arsenal players do it to each other before.
Mhm.
Ben White loves to celebrate in people's faces. I'm okay with that. Everything else Holland did, I think, was like, okay, now you're being a childish little boy.
Yeah, everything after that for sure.
Running right to party, and he moved to hit party. I have a problem with that. Telling Mikel Arteta to stay humble after the match, and that wasn't like lip reading. They picked him up on the mic.
Yeah.
They told him to stay humble, to which Arteta just stared at him, almost in disbelief, almost in go fuck yourself. It was a little bit of both. And then Gabby Jesus came up and was like, dude, what are you talking about? And he's like, oh, get the fuck away from me. It's like, you ran over to Arteta, told him to be humble. One of Arteta's players came, was like, dude, back away. And then you're going to yell. It's like, you're being a child. You're being a man child.
Yeah.
You
That was a
had,
prima donna move right there.
yeah, you had a good game. You scored a goal. You guys, I think that we got under their skin a bit. They celebrated that goal really hard. City would have had a lot of questions. If Arsenal was able to hold on to that win, being down a man for over a half,
I mean,
yeah,
call it
that,
a half.
well, I mean, it shouldn't have even happened because we shouldn't have still been playing. But yeah, sure, I'll call it a half. Although I still think, I don't know. It had that feeling of we play till City scores.
Mhm.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Michael Oliver should see. Here's the problem.
No.
Whether or not you think that Michael Oliver did or did not do anything wrong, it's going to be so easy to make it sound like he did because he also works for the same people who own City.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that at all. This was after praise too that I gave to Michael Oliver.
Yeah,
How
nothing
dare you
wrong
just
with that.
how dare you just make me look like a fool 1 week later, you jerk. I'll be calling you later. Anyway,
Seven red. Well, here's the other thing. I don't even know if he loves City, and I don't. I. This is the problem with conflicts of interest. That's the reason why it's called a conflict of interest and not conspiracy or not. It's because you put yourself in a position where you don't have the same unbiasedness that you normally would have. If I'm
yeah,
reffing two teams from La Liga, I don't really care. You know, if it's
yeah, call the
Benfica,
match how it is.
yeah, I know. I know. I just said Benfica when I was talking about La Liga, but if it's if it's Atletico Madrid versus Barcelona, I don't have a dog in that fight. If it's Real Betis versus Sevilla, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but if it's the guys who like to pay me $20,000 to go and ref a stupid Tuesday match,
Mm-hmm.
you don't. And even if you can be perfectly unbiased, which I don't believe anyone ever is about anything, it's so easy to make any decision you make. Oh, well, that's just because you work for them, which now takes away any integrity that the game had,
Yeah.
whether or not you did anything wrong.
Yep.
Which I still think he's very inconsistent as a referee.
He definitely did not show his good side in this match. It made it more about him than actually the match. That's honestly how I felt.
The Trossard second yellow does not get called by anybody else last year, but it's that same BS. He did the same thing to Martinelli. He did the double yellow to Martinelli a couple years ago, and it's the same thing. I can't believe that any other referee gives Trossard a yellow for that late kick last year. We do it this year, that's fine. I'm still waiting for someone not wearing Arsenal red to get the second yellow for it. But if we're going to enforce it, fine, let's enforce it.
Mm-hmm.
I just
that second yellow was for him kicking the ball away. I thought it was because it was. I thought it was because of the foul.
They confirmed after the match it was because of the delay in game kick.
Oh, okay.
Even though he had Martinelli streaking down the left side in the 52nd minute of the first half, which should not have even been playing at that point.
Yeah, that part was a little
shouldn't even be there, Michael.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, boy, if they just blow the whistle a minute earlier, this doesn't happen.
Oh man,
what are you going to get? Also, out of this match, Rodri got injured, and he might be, and I think he is out for the rest of the year with an ACL tear. How big of a dent is this for Man City?
I think because it's the entire year, I think it might be bigger than the KDB injury last year.
Well,
Really do.
that's fair because they do have a bunch of statistics out there that say they are about 20% better when Rodri's on the field than when he isn't.
Listen, I don't like playing against Rodri, and I think he's a bit of a shithead on the field. But you know what? So is a lot
He's
of very good
so good.
players.
He's so
He
good.
is the best player at his position in the world, and it's not
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
I'm not. I would never deny that. I've sang Rodri's praises as a football player for a long time.
Hmm.
He drives me insane.
He's just really good at what he does.
But yeah, he's very good at what he does. He's incredible at what he does.
I think they'll end up slotting John Stones into that position
And
and
I think John
trying
Stones
to
will be good at it.
mitigate the damage there.
I don't know if he'll be great at it, but I think he'll be good at it.
Well, he had did it last season, I think, as well. So he's got experience in that slot, and they're not like downgrading with Kovacic. Don't get me wrong, Kovacic is still a good player, but he's not Rodri. He's not winning you those aerial threats in the midfield
Yeah, I
to
was
get
gonna
you
say
back up the field.
they are downgrading with Kovacic.
So
I He is good. Kovacic is good.
yeah, absolutely.
I don't think that Kovacic has come to the levels that he should.
No,
I don't think he's at the levels that he definitely used to be at. I mean, where did
agreed.
he play before?
I can't remember who he played before Chelsea.
Oh yeah, Madrid for 3 years and Inter before then.
Okay,
Oh, and Chelsea. Chelsea. Duh.
I said Chelsea. I thought you.
Eh, no, the second time you said that, you said something that you haven't. Of course, now it's on tape, and now I'll be proven wrong. But that's beside the point. Completely beside the point. I don't know. Again, everyone's thinking there's so many things that came out of this match that we can point to and say, "Oh, because of this now." And all I
Yeah.
can think is we're five matches into it. Arsenal is 2 points off the pace, having played. I would argue, no, not argue, having played much tougher opponents to start,
Hmm.
and we're exactly where we should be. I think, and I don't mean like Arsenal. I mean like the league is
Yeah,
in a very competitive state right
absolutely, absolutely. That being said, I've been driving this train. I am so sorry. You were about to say something, and I.
now. No, I'm good. Well, I was gonna segue into Liverpool
Oh, okay, cool. Let's do that.
just because of one thing I want to talk about.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Without looking, how many goals have Liverpool let up this year?
One.
That's
Well,
insane.
yeah, I
That's
saw that. I was like,
insane.
wait a minute, that's not right. And then I look and I'm like, that's absolutely right.
I looked. I was like 10. I look at their plus and minus was 10-1. I was like, it's not like
I
Fop Mob to have a typo. I was like, oh, the only
no.
time they let. So this is what I'm learning.
Yeah.
If Liverpool let you score, you win.
Oh, interesting concept.
It's not true. It's not. They have played. I mean, a lot of it is who they played.
Yeah, sure it
Ipswich
is.
Town, Brentford. Okay, United is.
It
United
is.
probably should have been 3-1, but still. I find it funny that it's Nottingham Forest that they let the goal up at home at Anfield. That's insane to me.
Hmm. Hmm.
Anyway, where were you gonna go?
Oh, it was funny. I was just gonna spin into something that I thought of earlier today. Doing a Pretenders and Contenders. 5 matches into the season, just a S and G's now that Rodri is out, and this could be the most air quotes open competition we could have.
I'm gonna before we get there. I didn't
Yeah,
want to do
yeah,
that before we get there.
yeah.
Are you ready for a draw this weekend?
Are you asking me as a Villa fan,
A
or are
Villa
you
fan.
asking? No, get out of here.
Now hold on.
No, don't.
Ipswich Town have drawn 3 straight matches.
That's good for them. They're going to throw up an L now.
Fulham, Brighton and Hove Albion,
Uh huh.
and Southampton.
Fulham, who just beat Newcastle 3-1 too. Also,
I don't believe the Newcastle hype. I said that when the season started.
I want to move into this real quick. No, Villa are still going to beat Ipswich Town. It's going to be
Absolutely.
3-1. The Fulham match. Before we jump into Pretenders and
Think
Contenders,
you get scored on?
huh?
I don't even think he gets scored on, but whatever.
I do. We don't have Emi Martinez, or that defense hasn't kept a clean sheet in 14 matches in the Premier League.
No, but it's time to do it.
Well,
Anyway,
I know.
Fulham.
Fulham dominated this first half of this Newcastle match, and then the other half started, and it was totally Newcastle. Fulham looked, honestly, if they were to play the same half in the second half as they did in the first, they would have absolutely manhandled Newcastle. They're kind of a scary squad as far as a club that could sneak into the top 10.
I think I think at this point they're in the top 10. Now, maybe
I
that's
mean,
because they're Arsenal's academy at this point. I don't know.
oh,
But
that is valid. ERS
Smith
looks
Rowe
really
and
good.
Nelson both scored.
Yeah, I saw that. ERS looks really, really good.
He's got to stay healthy.
ESR? Sorry, said that wrong.
Sorry. He's got to stay healthy.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, he does look.
He does look really fit right now, and it would if he goes on to have the same level of success, would he be like Cole Palmer in that sense? Do you think? Like where the regret is a little bit. I mean, City aren't going to really regret losing Cole Palmer.
From a regret standpoint, I don't. No.
You got Odegaard. It's not
only
like
no because I don't know where he starts.
that's fair.
That's the only reason why. He's not a guy that we gave up on, or a guy that we didn't think we needed.
No, you cashed in at the right time.
You know, like, yeah, I kind of feel like I don't know. There's not an awful lot of there's a lot of players that were good that we couldn't hold on to.
Yep.
I don't remember last time there was a player that was good, and someone, I bet when Phil listens to this, will be like, "How did you forget so and so?" But I don't remember the last time that we let go of a player that we didn't think was going to be any good. That then turned out to, oh, actually, you guys were the problem. That's really where the regret kind of sinks in. Like I regret RVP, I regret Cesc, I regret a lot of those things.
Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't because we didn't want them, you know.
Yeah. It was just time. You had to let them go.
Well, no, we weren't competing.
Oh well.
I regret because of that.
Sure.
And RVP left because he wanted trophies, and it just had to be United. That's the issue.
Yeah, sad to say. All right, sorry, Bubby. Anyway,
all right. Contenders and pretenders. Let's
I didn't even think that was gonna happen. That's kind of
pretender, cool. Contended. Ooh.
So that's just spelling, guys. For most. Hold on, I gotta edit that now. Now that was past contended being like Man City, I guess, right?
It's embarrassing.
This guy stinks. Oh, I still spelled that wrong. Gosh darn it, he does stink.
Contender.
Contender. Anyway. Oh, that's why. Oh, you know what? There we go. All right. Now that wording is finally better, probably.
Yeah.
We're gonna do with who could win the title. And we're just gonna start with Man City. Are they gonna be still still a contender?
Oh hell yeah.
Okay.
If they lose Rodri and KDB for the entire season, they're no longer favorites. In fact, at this point, I think Rodri takes them out of being comfortably favorites.
Yeah.
But to say that they're not contenders, like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. If they lose KDB and Rodri for the entire season, I would still put them in the contender category.
Fair enough. They've got enough firepower up front to definitely manhandle some squads.
Well, and just real quick, because we're in the middle of the 115 charges trial, which nothing very interesting has happened. So, but the thing is, like, if you separate the team from the ownership, Pep Guardiola knows how to win.
Yeah.
And I think it's very, very. It would take a lot for me to think that they're not contenders.
Sure. Makes sense. Liverpool.
Oh, I
Can we have a
pretend
Dutch guy?
Pretender seems too strong, but I don't see them as contenders. I don't think the squad has the depth. The squad did not
Mm.
have the depth last season. They
Yep.
barely signed anybody.
Yep.
Arnie Slot is. I still don't even know what exactly he is. I'm not.
Sure.
He's not bad. I know he's
No, of
not bad.
course.
But again, you look at who they've played.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know they're sitting 1 point behind City after 5 matches, and that's very good, and I totally get that. But they have played Forest, who they lost to,
Hmm.
Bournemouth, who they beat,
Yep.
United, who they beat, Brentford, who they beat, Ipswich, who they beat. The only time that they actually looked impressive to me was the Champions League against Milan.
Yeah.
And that was impressive,
Sure.
especially giving up an early goal. But I don't know. I don't know if it's there for them.
They're a soft contender. I don't know what you call that. Contender-ish.
Just their midfield of McAllister, Salzbalai, and Elliott. I mean, yes, Curtis Jones was also good.
Well, they.
Gravenberch is good. I just don't
Yeah, I
think
was
they're
gonna
good
say
enough.
he's been playing pretty darn well, Gravenberch.
He has. He has. I just don't know if they're good enough. Because again, it's the same. It's the
I
same problem we've been talking about forever, right? Like when Liverpool and City were the top two teams, like what it took for another team to even break into that.
Yeah.
They were miles ahead of everybody. Because City's
Sure.
just miles ahead of everybody.
That they
So
are.
it's do you look at this team and think that they're going to score 90 plus points?
Mm.
And I don't.
It'd be pretty close. High 80s. High 80s.
I bet low 80s.
Okay. Okay. What about Chelsea?
Pretender.
Are they
Absolutely.
pretenders to even get into the top four? Or do you think there is a possibility now that they've been looking pretty decent? I know it's
Okay, they lost to City very handily. They
uh,
beat Wolves. I don't care. Wolves is the worst team in the league right now,
one of them anyway.
which is saying something because Everton's still in this league.
That's why I said one
They
of them.
drew to Crystal Palace at Stamford Bridge. They managed to beat Bournemouth and West Ham.
But West Ham had the best transfer window. How
Ooh,
dare
good for
they?
them. That's like winning the draft. It doesn't mean anything.
That is true.
Pretenders. Pretenders.
Okay.
Until they prove that they can get their shit together, which they still haven't. Pretenders. I don't care that they're fifth.
Would United be pretenders contenders for the top pole position number one?
Newcastle
Nope.
or
Maybe I did say
Manchester
Newcastle.
United?
I think I said
You just said
Manchester.
United.
Oh, fair enough. I just assumed that when we say United,
Okay,
we
when
go
you
with.
say United contender pretender for the top half
No, I said for the first,
for number one, the
for winning,
champion
for winning.
spot.
Yep, yep.
Come on. Come on. I don't even know if United could spell pretender at this moment in time.
Jesus.
They
Okay.
just drew to FC20.
FC20.
Like and it was bad. It was not a good match.
No, I watched it. United should have won by all rights, but that's a United team that can drop talent like
We're
that.
5 matches into the season. They're
7
almost
points.
City's almost doubled on points.
Yeah, which is crazy.
That's bad.
Uh, Arsenal. I mean, it seems kind of like yes, obviously, because
I think Arsenal's contending. I think to play the way they did at the Etihad shows that they have the mentality for it.
yep. Okay,
Again, would not I'm not calling them favorites, but they're definitely contending.
sure, sure.
And I do think, unfortunately, I think it's a 2 horse race. I think Arsenal and City are 1 and 2
Mm-hmm.
in some order.
Yeah, yeah.
I wasn't sure about Villa to start the season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm becoming more sure about Villa every match week.
Mm-hmm. They have been quite well pulling wins out late on gritty games. They do have the we play one half bad, one half good, and good luck on guessing which half is the good one and the bad one. But again, like our coach said, Will, uh, that's an easy fix. It's the easiest fix. I'm sorry, you could
Well,
have.
yeah, and let's also just put it this way: Villa's lost one match so far this season. It was to Arsenal.
Yep,
That's a pretty damn good spot to be in.
absolutely.
And if this City Arsenal season, if 2024-25 turns out the way like 21-22 used to go,
Hmm.
I think that being able to win 4 out of 5 matches and the fifth match being a loss to the two teams that are going to run away at the top
Hmm.
is exactly where you want to be at this point.
Agreed. Agreed. What about for top four Spurs? Oh, I'm just curious. Hold on. Does your extension? I meant to ask you this last week, but I forgot. As his ticker rolls through, does your extension change Spurs?
Hold on. We'll wait till we finally get to them.
Okay. I mean,
Well, they're top half of the table right now, so we got to hold on. No, it's still just the Spurs.
dang it.
Actually, hold on though. I'm not sure. Do I have?
So there's an
Oh, I don't.
extension Rhett has where Spurs is changed to shit instead of being Spurs. It's really funny.
It's an amazing, amazing thing. Life almost could not be better with it. It is one of the greatest things in the world.
For at least an Arsenal
After
fan.
after I downloaded it, after I downloaded it, I went to the Spurs website about the new Spurs stadium, and it was chef's kiss. I gotta find it again because the problem is it's not like active anymore, or at least they
Oh,
changed the name.
oh, gotcha.
And it works on the San Antonio Spurs as well,
Which is sad.
it's
For,
amazing.
for me, I'm a San Antonio Spurs fan.
Sometimes people get caught in the crossfire.
Greg Popovich is shit.
There we go.
Couldn't handle grizzly bears today.
Couldn't
Anyway,
handle the grizzly bears.
uh,
All right, so I have it. It appears to be active.
okay,
We'll watch it. We'll watch it roll around again. Hold on. Let me reload FOTMob. Make sure it's working.
okay. See if it actually is working.
The problem is FOTMob calls it Hotspur.
Oh,
I don't think it works with Hotspur.
too bad because it's got to be two separate words. Well, are they? Do you think they are Spurs, contenders, pretenders, top four?
Pretenders.
Pretenders. Do you think they could get even a European spot?
Yeah, just because there's 100 of them now. All right, I might need to reload this. It still doesn't work.
Bummer.
The extension I just found though works so well
Yeah.
that I just searched for the San Antonio. I just searched for just Spurs, and it changed the Google search to shit.
Whoa, that is good.
But what's great is it's not things of shit. It just came up with the San Antonio shit.
That's fun.
Oh, we can't do this.
We're a bunch of giggles here.
We are giggles. Malcolm, this one's for you.
Yeah.
No, but definitely Pretenders for top four. I don't. Well, again, and I said the same thing to Malcolm. They're always 3 players away from being a very good team, and they always buy one.
And it's come up a few times in this podcast.
They always buy one. Hey. They needed 3 guys. Let's go get Solanke. It's like, okay, but
he did score this weekend. He is off the Schnei, at least for the Premier League bank account.
Again, I think he's good.
Absolutely,
he's great.
Well, I don't know what to tell you for that. It's hard to follow up Harry Kane's shoes.
Oh my god, I forgot about this. This is
Aren't
so
you
great.
glad?
Shit FC, 10th in the Premier League. Shit, official shit website. www.shithotspur.com. All right, you got anything else for me?
You know what?
Up the shit.
Up the shit. Yeah, that's funny.
Oh man.
And you know what? No, I don't think so. But please like, subscribe, follow, comment, give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the show.
See, I think you missed one in Contender versus Pretender. If we can go back.
Oh, come on.
Brighton and Hove Albion, top 4. I think
Pretender.
Contender. No, I think Contender.
Pretender.
Contender.
No shot. Pretender.
No, who's gonna be better than them?
I was going to say 8th. They're going to be 8th or 9th.
8th?
Yes.
There are not 7 better teams than them.
They're not 4th. That's for damn sure. And that was what the stipulation was. If you said top 8, I'm in.
I say Contender.
I say they get a European spot, but
I bet they get 5th.
No, 6th. That's 2 up from my 8.
Now it's 6 now. Give me another week.
Yeah, it might be 1st.
All right. Most exciting match coming up?
I have no idea because I didn't bother loading that page up. If you give me like 3.5 seconds, I can. I just want to see how consistent Chelsea can be against Brighton. But
I was going to say Chelsea Brighton.
I also want to see how Man United and Spurs play against each other, just for,
United
obviously.
and Spurs could also be good, but I think Spurs is going to run away with it.
Yeah. So there's some good slated matches for coming up.
Yeah,
there are. Anything else, Richard? Brent?
Nope, I'm good.
Alrighty. Don't forget to tip your bartenders, everybody.
Okay, bye. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for listening. Links for anything that you could be interested in, whether it's the YouTube channel, our podcast links, our social media links, everything's in the description below. Thank you very much for listening.